From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. National Defence says Canadian military members on exchange with the American Air Force have not left the U.S. The airborne they're serving with has 6 surveillance planes in Saudi Arabia as part of the Iran war. That prompted questions about the locations of the Canadians, but DND says they are still in the United States. National Defence says the Canadian Armed Forces has no involvement in the Iran war and no Canadian military members were involved in its planning. 3 Canadians have returned home after they were stuck aboard the vessels of a Quebec-based shipping company in the Persian Gulf. The company says Saudi Arabia helped get the 3 out. The vessels are stuck because Iran has blocked most international ships from passing through the Strait of Hormuz in retaliation for U.S. and Israeli attacks. Meanwhile, Iran is threatening to expand its attacks to include recreational and tourist sites worldwide. It's renewing concerns Iran may revert to using militant attacks beyond the Middle East. The husband of a Canadian woman says he has no idea why his wife and 7-year-old stepdaughter were taken into custody by U.S. Border Patrol last week. Edward Warner says Tanya Warner and her daughter had all of their proper paperwork when they were taken into custody at a checkpoint while traveling home from a baby shower.
But we had all our documents with us. She had her work visa, her Texas state driver's license, and her passport with her.
Edward Warner says it's particularly difficult for his stepdaughter, who has autism. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol have not yet responded to a request for comment. Experts say Ontario's move to cap the prices of resale tickets for events might not be much help to fans. The University of Toronto's Catherine Moore specializes in the music business and says what this would take out of the business are people who only buy tickets to resell.
The tickets that go on sale, on resale, immediately after tickets go on sale, are people who have no intention of going to the event. They're people who are only wanting to speculate and flip the tickets.
She also warns companies could increase the face value of their tickets to make up for not being able to resell seats later for several times the price. The rocket that's set to carry Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen around the moon has made its way to the launchpad.
NASA is moving its moon rocket back out to the launchpad following hangar repairs. The 322-foot rocket made the slow 4-mile trek at Florida's Kennedy Space Center. If all goes well, the Space Launch System rocket will blast off in early April with 4 astronauts. It'll be the first to fly to the moon in more than half a century. They'll zip around the moon in their capsule and then come straight home without stopping. Their Artemis 2 mission should have been completed by now, but hydrogen fuel leaks and clogged helium lines forced 2 months of delay. I'm Haya Panjwani.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, 2 Canadian NHL teams playing out the string are in action tonight. Toronto is home to Carolina, and Calgary welcomes Florida. The Maple Leafs are second last in the Eastern Conference standings, while the Flames are second last in the West. Canada's Carrie Anderson is tuning up for the playoffs with a pair of games at the World Women's Curling Championship in Calgary. She's playing Austria now and Japan later. Anderson's looking to win the first world title of her career. The Toronto Raptors will try to extend their winning streak tonight to 4 games in Denver. Meanwhile, the WNBA's players are getting information today about their new collective bargaining agreement. The Players Association and the league agreed to a deal in principle Wednesday. Reports say it's a 7-year deal with an opt-out option after 6. And preseason baseball action today saw the Toronto Blue Jays edge the Minnesota Twins 2-1. Toronto starter Max Scherzer allowed 2 hits over 5 shutout innings. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.